Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? We're back on a screen that we haven't been on in forever. Scobalt, Seaweaver, Kappa, good to see all of you. Hello, hello. So I also realized that, so I had recently unsubscribed from the Monster Cat Gold subscription that I'd been using for music, which is why the opening and outros changed music, because I shifted to things that are not DMCA. Well, are sort of DMCA, but I have purchased lots of music, big pile of music from Fat Frog, who does like project music, games and whatnot. Games, videos, whatever you want to use them for. And so, like, I have a bunch of music. So I was like, I'll just shift using those. But Monster Cat, my Monster Cat playlist was like what I used for, all these kind of streams. So I was like, wait a second. I'm not even actually sure, like, what software I need, because, like, the thing is they're not really in albums. I mean, I guess they're in albums, but they're not organized into albums, so you can't, like, conveniently pull them into Windows Media Player, because they are folders of files, not like albums of songs. And so I was like, I need something to throw a bunch of music into. And so VLC, which I have exclusively used to play videos. Also, you could just drag folders of music into and make a playlist. So I was like, great. VLC saves the day again. And so currently I just pulled everything that was in I had organized into my sci-fi category and just tossed them into a playlist. So it's a grab bag. But like I got like 3,000 songs in total. A lot of them don't make sense because they're like, for various genres of games, but I got lots of music. Regardless, let's do some work. So I generally mentioned it on, what the hell day would have been? Thursday. But I kind of have chosen to do this largely because I have to fight the urge to, like, my initial inclination is that I don't like doing model work on stream because I really like the whole, full surprise when I make changes. That's just like a thing that I like. It's like, look at this big change, blam, and I'm like, woo. But despite like emotionally liking the reveal, yes, the reveal, Seaweaver, like, despite emotionally liking the reveal, that has never, like, served to, like, grow stream or anything, right? Like, well, most specifically, I've never properly utilized it via social media to push and make anything work. Because I'm a terrible ad man. Like, I'm terrible at ads. I don't like doing advertising. I'm not much of an effective social media. So I am specifically resisting that urge and instead doing some work on stream, because when I listen to that urge to, like, lead it all to the reveal, I don't end up doing any work because I end up doing literally anything else. So we're going to make some effort to actually make some progress, and then hopefully we can get somewhere. So broadly speaking, the main thrust of things at the moment is what I want to redesign is, like, the head and face area. It's the most long-running part of the model that has gone with the least amount of changes over the longest period of time, which sort of makes me feel like it's time to like ship of Theseus it out, right? And so I have a vision for like a larger scale change, but as a first step, there's a couple reasons that I want to do like a first step. One is to ensure all of the weird things that I'm going to be trying to do work, because some of the plans are weird and may not work, or I may have to find a specific way to work around it or whatever. The second thing is actually maintaining a sort of contiguous like visual shift, right? In that, like, I don't want an entire face change to like suddenly happen, largely because the face is like, well, the face of the channel, and so a huge change is like, you know, oh, that's like a totally different person, which we want to at least like slow roll it into a shift. See, we all doing work. I'm working, Seaweaver's working, Kappa's working, we all working. What are you up to, Skullballs? So let's first, I shall sort of talk about, broadly speaking, the goal at this initial step, right? So the vision, what's the vision? So let's see, like, let's say, wait, man, there's a reason I don't like draw, right? Like let's say this is face, right? We got eyes. Mouse drawing is hard and it doesn't matter. Okay, so we got broadly face, right? Vague shape of face. Oh yeah, gonna get that slipped my mind, and two, I had actually looked and I don't remember if I had bookmarked. I might have bookmarked, because I did look. There was one day that I was poking through at VGen for things, and I did actually take some notes, but I don't remember what form those notes ended up taking. I did actually look at it. So broadly speaking, we have face, we've got we have the arrows, and we have lots of things up here. We got spikies, right? Like this is vaguely design as of today, right? And so the main goal that we're going to be working towards currently is we want to take where's my eraser? So the idea would be to use sort of this space on this side, using this like this line as a delineation, and actually lop out a portion of the face and actually have this as a transparent space. And then use our typical sort of, you know, whatever sorts of geometric doodaddlers, right, that we have everywhere else. And much more finely than this. Essentially replace part of the texture of the face with material. And you'll notice that I remove one of the eyes, which is going to require then down the line, and by down the line I mean at some point in this process, is going to require a change in how the eye actually functions, which is going to be probably getting a torus, a narrow torus out of Blender, and then along using the blend shapes in vNyan to link it to a chain, which will actually shift its size, its vertical size, larger and smaller with the blink shape, blend shape. So like as the blink goes up, then the vertical size of the torus goes down until it's a line. That's vaguely the idea for eye. There's also the possibility that instead of a torus, I could use particle emitter operating in a circle like that, but we can get that down the line. First step is going to be the actual removal. So, well, what are the parts we're gonna have to adjust, right? We got the face texture. We've got, fortunately, I've already broken up all of these things. So the left eye iris, the left eye sclera, left eye sclera, the eye, why is that the first thing that because it's the first eyelash, eyebrow. Because the eyebrows and the eye liner actually is technically what it is. Liner. So those are actually a single texture across both eyes. And so I'm going to have to make a new texture that just cuts out one. And then, so three textures. These are objects. So those are easy to get rid of. You just hide them. Problem solved. And then I think that left side antenna is probably gonna go. So that'll need it. That'll need hidden. No antenna. Hey, Priestess, how's it going? I hope your studying is going well. So that'll probably need to be hidden along with a variety of other side of the head doodaddlers. All right, so let's start running down the textures and make those in GIMP while we're here. Let's see, I gotta find this shit. Where is my stream stuff? Where is my stream stuff? It's going well. No studying yet today. Well, that's good. I don't remember what they called it. It was one of my home chef meals, so it was like a meal kit that I put together. It was chicken, carrots, peppers, with like a fire roasted tomato and an adobo seasoning sauce on rice. and it's a Frito sauce. I don't remember what they called it. It was a chicken and rice dish with vegetables and sauce. We'll just go with that. Okay, this is odd. Where are my stream things? Are they in here? They are on here. Nope. That's not actually it. Wow, did I not ever move it off of this old drive? Interesting. Okay. I guess that's fine. Okay, so streaming assets, model assets. My organization on this is getting to be quite bad, I must say. You know what? I'm not even going to go through that browser. Okay, so streaming assets, model assets, skin images. Oh, did I already start making some kind of a concept of this? What does this look like? Oh, no. This is not what I needed that to be. Okay, here we go. That's what we need. So... conveniently, it's just black. So we just need to make transparent the portion we care about. The question really becomes where? I mean, part of it's just going to be try it and see how it works. Maybe first tries to be like here to here, here. So that's going to be a straight-ish line across the side. That line might be too far up the... Ah, well. How far up the head is that? Pretty far. So hard to read where this is. I guess we just kind of try one and see how it pans out, eh? Let's take a real rough cut at it. Oh no, not save as. We want to export. Although I guess actually we probably let yeah, we can just keep the name. Sure, why not? Export as png. Oh wait, we gotta hide that. I don't know what happened here. I was apparently messing around with something else. Okay. Probably use a new folder. New face. And then this would be the... Nope, not that one. This one. I can't see the difference because the background's black. Or actually, right? This should be... Alpha's transparency, is that what I need? Okay, so this is a material, right? Yes. We want to duplicate this. Move this in here. Texture. Is that? Hold on, this is too big. I'm slightly covering chat. There we go. Well, that's an interesting sort of benefit in that there is already something in the background, which could hypothetically work for now. Oh. I think I need to erase the ear. Wait, is the ear actually there or not? I think it is. So I think I need to erase the ear. How do I feel about this? What? Where? Interesting. Do I actually have... Oh, I am using a little bit of the sclera. Okay, well... This is also... Also a texture. Broadly speaking, this is accomplishing what I'm setting out to accomplish. The question, of course, is if it's the right lines, but we can get to that later. Instead, let's open... Oh, good God. Sclera? These are older. Damn, I don't know where the hell these sclera are. Can I at least find out what they're called? What texture am I using? Sclera W. Okay. I did see that. Sclera W. Sclera W. Where is Sclera WXCF? I think it's gotta be this, right? The only difference being that that's white. Okay. Open. Then we... Nope. The other one. White. Okay, and then we erase the entirety of the... Well, there. That side. I guess we'll stick with the cracked naming. I'll export as scleracrack.png. I should move that somewhere else. I should make a new folder. Okay, hold on. Model assets. New folder. Update. Get image. This and this gets moved here. And then this gets saved in there. No, not correct. Sclera. I should not name it that, actually. I'm realizing. I should start with sclera to make that make more sense. Okay, so first of all, let's close this. So we are opening it from the correct location. So updates okay, that I see. I should have saved it. I apparently didn't. Great. I'm making my life harder already. I love that for me. I have to reproduce what I did. I believe it was here. Whatever, that'll work. Well, I suppose while I'm here, I can correct the fact that we need to get rid of the ear. Is PNG, export, replace, export. It's in the ballpark. It's fine. We got plenty of... We need to make updates anyway. And then this one... I guess I can just save as... Clear cracked. Save. Export as... Cracked. .png. Export. Export. Okay, the next we need to find the eyeliner and where the hell are these? Are they can't possibly still be the same as... How old are these? Scan images, EX textures, refresh textures. Okay, well, let's do the same trick where we gotta go find out what the hell they were called. They're just eyeliner and eyebrow. That doesn't help. What's this? Is this it? That does look like it. Okay. So, what about this? Yeah. Okay, so it's these. Where the hell are the XCF files? Follow? Where are the XCFs? Eye rings, face skins, headset, pulse large, pulse, power, hex grids, pulses. Excuse me, where are the damn eyebrows? Oh, maybe this is it. Eyebrow, eyeline. Let's copy those. We'll bring them to the new place. We'll paste these here. Give them the new name. Eyebrow, eyeline. I'll open. Eyeline, eyebrow, open. Yes. And then, nope. Get rid of that symmetry. Cut that. Cut that. Export that. Okay, okay. So then we need... Oh, I have the textures in a different place. Am I going to break my own rules and make this more confusing? Now if I... Well, whatever. No, I should move these to the textures folder. My own well-being. Okay, so then we need to duplicate Clara, duplicate, throw that in there. We need to duplicate the eyebrow, throw it in there. Duplicate the eyeliner, throw it in there. Eyebrow, cracked. Eyeliner, cracked. Face cracked. Clara, cracked. Which one's this? This is the eyebrow. We need eyebrow crack. God damn it. God damn it. Why does it work like that? Because I meant to do this, but this is not really better. This is eyeliner. And then this is sclera. Okay, so then cracked. Eyebrow cracked. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was... I made a mistake. Eyeliner cracked. This is not supposed to be the eyeliner. This is supposed to be the eyebrow. There we go. No, what are we doing over here? Hello? Hey, thank you. That was weird. Let's go ahead and hide that. Okay, well, we have successfully hit everything, except for this little guy here. Did I update the face? No. The face texture. I need to update. Get all this in there. There we go. What's going on here? We still have like some stuff showing up. What is going on here? I need this whole assembly. Like that. Oh boy, these are like entirely unnamed and unhelpful. Hide. Was that not the correct ear to delete? What's going on with that? What is the deal with that? I know for a fact that I did get rid of it. What's going on with that? Oh, is it like... What am I seeing? I mean, let's, I guess, get rid of those. Make sure that. Erase a little bit outside. Make sure we're not pulling in anything that shouldn't be. As export, replace, export. Then we go to our textures here. We delete this. Delete. Then we pull this in. Swamp. Still has that damn ear. What is up with that? Where is the ear coming from? That doesn't make any sense to me. I have clearly deleted it. Why is it there? Yeah, that is the correct file. Bizarre. Well, I'll resolve that at some point. Wait, what is... Okay, hold on a second. What is this? What is this? There's like a specific ear element. That would explain it. Can I simply make that transparent? Yes, I can. That does it to both sides, though. I suppose I can resolve that some other way. Weird. That must be intended for adding, like, earrings and things. That must be what that texture is for. Or that material is for. You just have embellishments. But I just had a entirely black texture. Okay, well, this leaves us with enough space to potentially work with, while also maintaining the logo element. There's like a weird swoop here. We've kind of hit this up here. This guy's being cut in half. What is happening here? That guy does not seem to be in the right spot. Let's go ahead and hide him. I mean, to be fair, I kind of just hacked that thing together. All things considered. We'll hide that for the moment. I'll probably put it back because I like it. But for now, I kind of need it to not be distracting me. So there's going to be a couple potential concerns. So one of which is the cutoff at the edges. I mean, everything else at an edge tends to have, you know, a light at it. So I might need to find some way to apply some kind of an edge to it. I'm not really sure how that will be done. I also need to mask the inside. So, like, viewed from the side, we're going to have to somehow make this bottom make sense. It's not really intended to be visible. And so we're going to have to make that make sense somehow. All right, hold on. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, though. I'll be right back. Okay. I do kind of wonder if I need to really make some decisions on where I want this cutout to actually go to. My initial idea was to bring it up here, because this would be one means of obfuscating the transition, right? Like, this is a very effective logical line. It does, however, leave a much bigger area inside, and also it's not totally clear. Like, maybe I could bring it up. Like, okay, you're just gonna... Windows are just gonna yell about the hands. Just gonna be a bastard about it. Figure it out, bro. Oh, there you go. Third time's a charm, I guess. Because, I mean, maybe we could cut in a little harder. Sort of swoop it around here. These would be sort of sticking out over the space, but honestly, that might be fine. So how's the transition down here? Is it... Like, maybe I need to make this a little more sharp. Now then, from here... Maybe we bring it up to here. Right, because that ought to be in like this vicinity here. Let's just take a crack and see where this ends up. So we need it a good chunk higher. Not here. I don't really know how that's going to line up. Okay, let's try to export again. Place. Textures. Delete that. And then toss that in here. Okay, that's... Okay, the contours shift. Working with these face texture contours is such a pain in my ass. Because once we get here, we're really working a lot more closely. Maybe we want to follow this for a bit to be a little more vertical. And then it's like here. And then we want to be like, yeah. Whoops. I don't know, man. We'll see how that shakes out. Try this. Export as. Delete that. Holy shit. I hit it. I'll be damned. I hit the line. I'll be damned. Okay. Looking at it, though, I kind of want to cut more in and then give it some tech, like character, like actually following some of the lines that already exist. And then we would want to hit maybe the point of this a little bit more accurately. God, I did get the rest of the line. Incredibly, though. What? That is simply remarkable. I do want this to be a little bit further down, though. Because I'd also like to hit the point of that. Okay. This location for turning, however, is right on target, which is great. Oh my god, where's the top of the... Thank you. Okay, so... see, do I want to be... further in at the start? Maybe. So what if I... go a little bit further in. How's the work going? It is progressing. I have successfully hidden all of the bits that needed hidden on the textures and such. I'm trying to get the line to be better. And then we can kind of start meaningfully working. Okay, so it's still like... No, we do need to be further in still. VTM. Oh, Vampire the Masquerade. Nice. I'm excited. I intend to pick up Pragmata to start streaming next week, which is fun. Because, one, I haven't played any modern game on stream in quite some time, so that'll be exciting. Pragmata looks really interesting. And all sponsored by the fact that I made $150 this month providing IT services to my cousin. Like, my cousin was in need of help. She was like starting a new job and needed, I don't know, like, something I have realized as I've gotten older. I have done a lot of IT support for a lot of people, sometimes paid, sometimes in my personal life, right? Like, I'm realizing as I get older that, like, when you provide IT support for people that you know, like friends and family, not, in a professional context, what you are providing is far more emotional than it is, like, utilitarian. Because when you have people that don't know what they're doing and they feel like they are in a situation where they are under pressure. So she's starting a new job. She needs to make sure, like, she's going through the process of getting set up correctly and, all of the things that go into identifying yourself for remote work and whatnot. Like, she was unfamiliar with. And it's like, those tasks, to me, are really, really easy. They are extremely straightforward. But, like, the thing that is needed is to feel like the world is not on fire. And to feel like somebody is there to just fix the shit and not be concerned. And I was like, I'm realizing that that's a big part of providing, like, IT help to people in a personal setting. Obviously not, like, at work. That's a job. But, like, I was like, don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. I think I saved her weeks of stressing just because I was like, hey, whenever you get your devices in, give me a call. I will set them up. It's not a big deal. You don't have to worry about it. No problem. And I did. And I think she would have just been stressed about waiting for those devices if I had not done that. Trying to understand exactly where these line up is very difficult. Let's see how this lines up. But anyway, thanks to doing that, I made an extra 150 bucks this month, which I feel reasonable to put towards unreasonably expensive new games. I say unreasonable. Capcom did a solid and still made that bad boy 60 bucks and not 70 bucks. So good for them. It's also already on, I can buy it through the Humble Bundle website, which because of my long-standing Humble Monthly, I get a discount. So it's not as bad as it could be. You know what? The Fat Frog songs are actually doing an alright replacement for the Monster Cat stuff so far. I think it's doing pretty well. Way to go. That is not what I thought was going to happen. Okay. Okay, so first and foremost, we're almost there, but the angle is too high. So let's do this. And then we are cut in too far. Oh, you know what? Depending on angle, that lines up better or worse. So I guess I probably shouldn't go mucking about with that too much. Delete that again. Try it again. I did that too early. There we go. Okay. Oh, I have little, like, niblets floating about. Okay, I think I want to cut this about in half and change the angle a little bit to be more vertical. Did the line improve on this side as well? I could again. That in there. Okay, I think that's a little better up there. Okay, that is pretty good. That's doing the thing that we want it to do, so that's good. Okay. I guess let's start sketching out some shapes in there to see if this makes sense. Right, because we need sort of to get started. That's the head. I guess we'll make a new group. Create empty. Position that up here. What the hell will we call this? Outside. Fracture. Polys. Okay, now where are my various meshes? So some of the most basic idea would be to use octahedrons. It's so goddamn big. Why is it so huge? Alright, you know what? Let's bring this forward too. Oh god, that's very difficult to get this to... I'll have to do some manipulating more once I get it actually in the spot that I want it. Oh no, it's a PvP card game. Well, that is something different, isn't it? This one would need hidden as well. Okay. Interesting. How do we... This broadly what I had envisioned to some extent. Question is, how do we fill out, you know, more of this space, especially with these guys up here? This space is a little confusing. We may have to make more choices of things to hide or eliminate. Yeah, they could also be hidden and then reintroduced further down the line in the process in sort of a more interpretation-ish sort of thing, rather than... Right, because this is our symmetry. This was used for symmetry between left and right. Obviously, we are breaking the symmetry. So we could introduce these elements, but in a sort of warped or drifting fashion. That could potentially work. Question, of course, is also going to be depth issues. What other shapes do we have that make sense? I think the chevrons are certainly going to become involved. Look what we're doing elsewhere. We really leaned into the use of the chevrons. They're really doing a lot of heavy lifting. Good job, Seaweaver. Okay, so elsewhere, you have a lot of layering, a lot of motion in layering as well. How can I layer in this space effectively? If we duplicate this, but where do these even point? These are wild. Very difficult to fill space. I have this broad impression of what I'm trying to get accomplished in my head, but trying to actually get objects into the spaces is difficult. Well, and it's kind of made more difficult by this particular shape that I have broken out here. Where is this at here? Everything's so goddamn big. Okay, hold on. This is sort of working. Is that shape to... Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Let's move these to the side for a second. Chevrons to the rescue yet again. Interesting. Okay, so we kind of got to line that up to feel natural. Could this one be even larger out the gate? No, that needs to be one. Okay, then what about if I duplicate that? Hold on, can we zero out some of these goofy rotations? Thank you. Okay, there we go. Okay, interesting. What if we move this a little up here, and now we have space for actually this to be here, and then we rotate this. Boy, trying to get these correct in three-dimensional space is very difficult. We're just sketching right now, so it's not like it's a crisis, but... Okay, so that, I think, sort of improves the transition by using those. Obviously, we can do a lot more with them down the line. This is just sketchy. But it gets the idea across. It's going to be really hard to evaluate how I want those to lay from all these different angles. Very difficult. So then what if... Then we have these guys, so we can kind of bring these back. Now sort of like nestle in here. Alright, I'm at least feeling like this is possible. I just kind of need to pretty up some of these transitions from texture into objects. Sort of obtuse angles into acute angles. As well as sort of what goes on all the way over here. All this extra space. I imagine down the line I'll also want to add some physics wiggly guys in here as well to attach all this stuff to so that it can, you know, move and waggle a bit. Give it a little bit of character. God, can I talk about how... So it had been a very long time since I had had a meaningful amount of poison ivy. And man, I guess I was doing yard work, or me and my wife, we weren't even really doing yard work. We're just looking at the yard to plan or contemplate yard work. And I got some hella annoying poison ivy on my arms. And it's on the mend now, so it's not bad, but man, sure does suck. Yeah, I like these chevrons on the inside as this sort of the transition, which is not really dissimilar from what like these guys were doing down here. I did get poison ivy. It was very annoying. I got that, I don't know, like maybe it cropped up like Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. It's very obnoxious. It is irritating and itchy, obviously, but it is not the same degree of like maddening that I remembered from my youth. So when I was young, I got poison ivy really badly, and like I don't know if it was frequently that I got it, but there were a few standout times where it was like I remember it being just like catastrophic. One of them, the worst of them. Well, yeah, like I had started to wonder if I was like if I had somehow generated resistance out of how badly I had gotten it in the past, just because I'd gone so long with not really any sign of it. But when I like many years back, I think I was in like 5th grade. I don't even know what I don't remember what I was doing. I was in Boy Scouts, so probably some kind of Boy Scouts camp or hike or whatever, and I got it from like ankle to knee, both legs, tremendously badly. Like I got it so cripplingly badly that I just like laying on the couch just dying. That was really bad that I got it. And ever since then, anytime I got it, it was very like light. And a lot of times it's just, like it was very few and far between that I was getting it. Granted, I wasn't out doing Boy Scout shit, but I go on hikes and stuff occasionally. We go to parks. I have my demon yard full of grass and, well, other forest floor related plant life. I would have been surprised to have not encountered it again. So, I don't know. I could also incorporate some of these guys again as well. That would make sense to sort of fill some of the space up here towards the top. We want to make like a kind of a large, broad, angled whoosh off the side sort of thing out of these in a broad sense. This sort of top area needs some kind of fill in. Could largely do it with these. Those. What about the finger plates? Well, the thing about the finger plates, I guess, is that we're just immediately above using them as this sort of crown element. So we don't want to go too crazy with those. They're already being utilized. So Maybe the plates make the most sense. Okay. I can continue to stew on that. Now, outside of that, however, we still need to do something about masking the inside views from the outside. If we hide this, we got all this shit in here that we need to make sure we can't see. Not entirely sure how best to go about that. The issue, of course, is that trying to transition from a smooth curve face into any kind of polygon obstruction is such a clumsy transition. So that's one of them that I'm using below. I could do something similar. Important pieces, of course, is going to be the mouth. That actually does a surprisingly good job of sort of filling that space. It's a little too wide. Visible anywhere? Not really. Well, you know, there's still some visibility from over here, so it's not perfect. Well, and the other, okay. I guess it needs to actually be higher. Oh shoot, it's cutting through the back there now. Man, this is difficult. This particular angle also actually does a surprisingly small amount of eliminating hair, if you will, quote unquote. Because there's not the antenna goes, but like all the top still intact. I mean, there's also the option I could eliminate more stuff back here. Like, this doesn't have to remain as it is. I mean, that is doing was doing the work of blocking the back of the head from further behind, but obviously now if we've got this angle, that's harder to solve. So maybe I need to... Maybe I need to cut that one out and more closely form some kind of weird poly mesh behind the head to obscure vision from any angle. And then I'd have to sort of essentially make the face a three-dimensional object with a back to some extent, which obviously has been sort of broadly speaking the thing that I have always been doing, just at a much larger size. So now it's going to be much thinner ultimate sort of construction. Interesting. Man, I feel like I'm coming out with a lot of things that I still need to think on, which is a shame. Hey, 3-1's pretty good. I have never been able to get into competitive, like, card games. Well, we all know, I don't really like the competitive aspect of it. There was one that I thought was cool that I played with a friend and other friends for a while called Magi Nation. But even by the time we started playing it, it was essentially already a dead game, which was a shame. It had already, stopped being... New stuff had been being printed. It was really cool, though. Magi Nation had a cool gimmick in that, one, you had actual characters. So, like, you'd have a region. You would have characters to play as. Not play as. You had 3. You used 3 summoners, or magi. You used 3 magi that would come out in sequence. So you did a first one. Once they lost, you pulled a second. And then once they lost, you played a third. And which led to some interesting opportunities because of, like, sort of trying to flow your plan together, right? Generally speaking, for the most part, you lost everything when your first one, like, lost, and then the second one would come out with their fresh deck and everything. So, but there were ways to sort of carry things through. That was interesting aspect of it. But its coolest gimmick, actually, was that they were sort of trying to build a narrative of what was happening in the game world of all of the regions. And they were actually basing the storyline on what was happening at official tournaments. So if there was, like, the championship was between 2 particular factions, that was written into the lore as like a war taking place between those two factions, and then the winner of the tournament was the, you know, in lore, the victorious faction, which I thought was cool. But that also would then lead them to, like, based on various interactions like that, it was leading them to print cards that were like sort of incorporating those interactions between them and stuff. It was really interesting. It's a shame that it didn't get the legs that it needed to keep going. I thought it was pretty neat. I liked having the characters to like actually pick and like utilize some different, because like they'd be a little bit different. Like maybe one had a larger hand size, maybe one of them had more starting energy but less energy per turn, and then another one might have more energy per turn. But it was interesting. It was a cool game. This was many years back at this point. It even had it actually had some Game Boy game, maybe Game Boy Advance game for it as well at some point. What shapes would it be to throw back there? Oh. Man. Alright, we have made some progress. I might actually make this a bit of a shorter stream. One, because it's hard to sit here and work on something for an extended period of time. Also, I'm like running on empty on my, like, I don't want to have to go through the grindiness of fiddling about with the things that I actually want to kind of fix on this at the moment. Just come back to it later and do some of that stuff. I also need to continue to sort of stew on how I want this to end up looking is the thing. I can visualize it better at this point, which is good. Made some progress. I had the textures and things in place for what they need to be. I still need to fiddle around with actually getting the eye to work, which is a whole extra piece of complexity. Yeah, I think I may have put all of the mental energy that I have available into this at the moment. So it's a little bit of a shorter stream, just a couple hours. But we did make it to 2 hours. And you know what? That's more work than I've put on this in many months. So I'll take that as a win. A place to start. Am I saved? I have saved. All right, that being the case, I think we'll go ahead and call it here for today. A little short, but look forward to coming up Tuesday. I'll pick up Pragmata. We can also adopt a tiny android. Won't that be delightful? That game looks really fun, so I'm looking forward to that. It'll be nice to have, you know, a recent game to play. Other than that, though, we don't need this. Other than that, that will be it. I hope everybody has a good night. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hopefully I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.